What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JKG Brennan. Welcome back to the JKG Godforge channel. We got another leak here for you on this beautiful, beautiful Friday. So I want to say first and foremost, shout out to the Fateless team for giving us these leaks. They are definitely getting us through the dry times here before Godforge beta is coming. We're almost to January. We're almost to Q1, baby. Just a few more weeks, allegedly. Hopefully it's sooner to the few than it is to like 10 to 15 weeks. But hey, we're getting there. We're going to get there together, guys. So be patient. If you haven't signed up for the beta, please do. The link is in the description as always on these leak videos. And yeah, let's get into this one, guys. This one should be a fun one. We have a boss leak today, guys. This is my favorite picture of the bunch. We're going to bounce around. I'm not going to show you everything that they shared just because I just want to keep this one quick for you guys. Let you get upon your day and get out there. I know some of the guys are going to be doing a lot more detail and really going over everything with a fine-tooth comb, and good for those guys. I appreciate all the work that all the other CCs are doing on doing this kind of stuff. But I just want to start with this picture because this picture I want as a poster for my wall. Fateless boys, please let me have this as a poster. I would love this as a poster. Black and gray, no color, line drawing. I love this. I really love this. You can kind of see right here. This says what we're looking at. This is the Asgard layer of Fafnir Dungeon Concept Sketch Sphere 2 version 1. What does all that mean? Well, it's the Asgard world, the Asgard world. This is the lair of Fafnir Dungeon. So Fafnir is going to be the boss. Fafnir is going to be our Asgardian dragon boss. And if we'd come in here and we just do Fafnir Norse mythology, we're going to rely on Google's AI overview this time just because it's a really quick one sentence. In Norse mythology, Fafnir is a dwarf who turns into a dragon and is slain by Sigurd, the Norse version of Siegfried. So if we are going to have Siegfried in the game, we should have the dragon that he slays. Pretty simple, right? If you want to see more in depth who Fafnir is, if I'm even saying that correctly, definitely hit the wiki yourself, please. Let me get this off the screen. We're going to kind of come in here. I'm just going to pick out a few of the pictures and we're going to kind of zoom in here. So we have the lair of Fafnir. This is going to be the world that we're actually going to be fighting in, guys. So we're going to have the waves to get there. And then once we get there, we're going to be sitting here like this fella right here, you know, just kind of hanging out, waiting for Fafnir to show up. I'm sure there's going to be a really cool animation of him showing up, possibly coming through this fire hole right here, because this one, if we kind of see the arrow popping over here, it's going to be a hole that's been opened by the dragon. The rocks are melted by the dragon's fire. So maybe that's the animation. Maybe we come in here. He thinks we're still in his gold. Excuse me. We come in here. He thinks we're still in his gold. He burns a hole through the rocks and comes in with, you know, great penchant for destruction and wanting to kill us all immediately and protect his treasure. You know, maybe that's the animation. Maybe that's kind of what we're getting at. Really cool world, to be completely honest. You can kind of see the Asgardian statues here. And if we kind of scroll over here, we can kind of see these are similar Asgardian statues and sculptures to what we saw in the Asgardian world for those. So these are going to be assets that are going to be carried through. We can kind of see the pillars of stone and everything like that. The stalactites or stalagmites. I know one of them is up from the ground. One of them is down from the ceiling. I don't remember off the top of my head which is which, but it looks like these were taken from the Kojiki bundle of assets. So that's pretty cool. And, you know, that's kind of what we're looking at there. We see cylindrical platform from Surtur's Inferno is going to be our base. This is basically going to be where we are going to be lining up and fighting and facing off against the dragon. So that's that one there. And let's go to another one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is the Dragon Fafnir concept boss art. This head-on view is absolutely sick. So you can kind of see we have the base, the base model, and the upgraded, pimped out, enraged model. If we zoom back out here, you can kind of see it looks like what we're going to have is we're going to have a two-phase boss by this particular, picture. So we're probably going to have to hit a threshold, maybe 50% HP, something like that. Or maybe he's a crazy boss and we have to kill him and then he comes back as enraged. Or we have to get him to like 1 HP and then he hulks up, so to speak, and becomes enraged. And as we can kind of see, he becomes basically molten lava skin flowing off and everything. Glowing horns. I really dig that. I think that's probably the way we're going to go. I don't know exactly if it's going to be, hit 50% HP or basically have to kill him first. I've seen both done and both can be fun from a player's perspective, from my perspective as a player, I guess I should say. Let me know in the comments below if you don't like that kind of a boss fight. I know depending on the boss fight that we're in, how hard it can be, if it's done well, we can feel extremely gratified and have that, overwhelming sense of accomplishment if we fight this boss and we finally kill them. I remember, and I'm just going to use Raid as a reference, back in 2019, the first time I was able to kill the spider, because back then, back in those days, in the first week of playing the game, for me back in 2019, not having YouTubers all over the place, I don't even think Brad Chosen had been making Raid videos yet. That's how early I was playing Raid. We were just winging it. And we were throwing everything we had at the dragon boss, at the dragon boss, ice golem, fire knight, and the spider. And for whatever reason, myself and the couple of guys that I was playing with in real life, the spider was the one that was giving us the most trouble. So, once we were able to beat that spider, we had that massive sense of accomplishment, and we were like, yes, this is how we did it. This is how I did it. How did you do it? And we were comparing notes. And then from there, we started getting a lot of the YouTube videos and stuff like that coming out. So I think if we have a really tough dragon boss like this, two-phase boss that is really tough like that, we can see some of that accomplishment throughout our Godforge community as we grow this Godforge community. And that is something that I want to be a big part of going forward. So definitely let me know, is that the kind of a boss fight that you enjoy, or is that something that you would not enjoy personally? I'm going to show you another concept sketch as well here for the world itself. So we have version 1 and version 2. So version 1, a little bit more architecture. Version 2 is a little bit more rocks, a little bit more ruins, if you will. So we can kind of see the way these are structured is the second wave is this one here with the dragon down on the bottom. And then the first wave is, up here on the top. So on the left, we have more architecture, a little bit more, if we zoom in here, more of the pillars and stuff like that. And then on the right, we can see, we still have the pillars, but we also have a little bit more of the rocks, the stalactites and stalagmites, hanging out, causing it to look a little bit more like a natural cave as opposed to a man-made cave, so to speak. And then you can kind of see some of the details. We're going to have, dragon claws down here, dead bodies and skeletons. We're going to have treasure strewn about, and whatnot between both of them. I mean, it's a dragon dungeon. there's gonna be treasure, there's gonna be dead bodies, and that's just gonna add to the ambiance, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Do you prefer kind of the more ruin, taken back to the more rocky style of the version 2, or the more, you know, everything's still built up, everything's still, you know, looks a little bit more maintained, with the pillars holding everything up and everything like that. Let me know which style of that would you prefer to fight in, because I imagine if this is anything like Raid, any of the other games that I played that have a dragon dungeon, we're gonna have good loot, and we're probably gonna be farming in here for quite a while. So that's another one I wanted to share. We're gonna share another storyboard picture with you guys here. So this is a lot of like the inspiration that they're taking for this dragon. We're going to start up here at the top. We can kind of see Fafnir in mythology and media, so we can kind of see a little bit more, you know, that mythology dragon. I like the purple and green kind of vibes that we have on this one. Maybe we get a purple dragon. That, who knows? That would be pretty cool. We can kind of see a little bit more of a serpent dragon on this one, and also on this one right here. These three, we can kind of see a little bit more of a serpent body than that kind of Drake, you know, standing up on all fours kind of a body. So we can kind of see there's plenty of room for lots of different style dragons. We can see that for sure. This dragon looks pretty damn crazy, with just straight up arms coming out of the back. that is wild. I like that. This almost looks like a Brumac from Gears of War. If you know, you know. We can kind of see again that more Drake style, perched up on all fours, still have the long serpent tail and everything, so that's still pretty damn dope. And then we have Sigurd, who kills Fafnir. And if we're going to have Sigurd in the game, then, you know, it only makes sense to have Sigurd in the game with the dragon scale armor, inspired by Fafnir's. Now, the next section is other dragons. We added Raid to avoid similar designs. That I do like, because I know a lot of people are out in going around other people's, you know, streams and other people's videos and stuff, saying how Godforge is going to be the Raid killer, and when Godforge comes out, it's going to just destroy Raid. I don't see this as like a finite pie, right? There's plenty of room for Godforge to do well, Raid to continue being Raid, and other games that have come out, like King Arthur. King Arthur is the brand new one right now. There's plenty of space for all of these games to be good and to be fine. And it's good for the Godforge design team to actually look at the competitors. Raid Shadow Legends, other games, King Arthur, if they're, you know, some of the other ones, what was other ones that had dragons? Dragon Air had dragons. There was another one way back in the day. I think it was, what was it called? Dragon Champions, I think it was. You got to look at all those games. If there's dragons out there and you're making a dragon for your game, you have to do your due diligence and look at those dragons. And okay, take, you know, something from them. Don't copy them, but like, okay, I like how this, like let's just take this one right here, the Iragoth, the bone dragon. Okay, I like how he's got the exoskeleton, the bones on the outside. I like that. That's pretty cool. We can maybe implement that on, you know, just different pieces. We're not going to make them look exactly the same, but just having an exoskeleton is cool. You know, something like that. But, and then also to, you know, piggyback off of that, if there's something that, you know, a Raid Shadow Legends or a King Arthur did with one of their dragons that you don't like, don't make that same design. You know, you want to have individualistic as much as you can. And having your characters be based on like gods and legends and stuff like that, you are still at the same time trying to be hitting certain parameters, right? Certain characters, certain gods, certain legends are going to have certain things that you have to hit on. And off of that, you can customize and make them your own. So that's a little bit different from, say, a Raid Shadow Legends, where all of like their dragon bosses and stuff, I don't think they were using like an actual mythological creature or a god or a legend as their actual inspiration to try to hit parameters. They may have used them as inspirations, however, just as literally just an inspiration, instead of like, okay, we have to have this, we have to have that, because that's what the legend is, that's what the god has, right? So that's something there. Here we see the skin and membrane particularities as far as the concepts, what we're going to probably see. I have one in here that I really hope to see. And well, there's two that I really hope to see. And pause right now. Let me know if you know which one I'm talking about. We're just going to use these right here. So we'll start left to right and top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11. So 1 through 11, there's 2. Let me know in the comments below, which 2 do you think I'm picking? And also which multiple, doesn't have to be 2, could only be 1. Which is your favorite of these 11 possible like skin variations? Like, so this is going to be like the scales, the glow, the coloring and stuff like that. So my 2 are going to be number 2 with the white iridescence, the bioluminescent, the kind of glow from the fire. I don't necessarily want to see it in white like this one, but I do want to see something like that. So whether the dragon is going to be breathing fire as part of the attack animation at us, I don't know. But I do want to see some sort of bioluminescence through the mouth area, and possibly even throughout the scales, right? And then also 1, 2, 3, number 4, this kind of oil slick look to the scales. I really dig this. If you don't know, I painted cars for about 10 years before I started working in office jobs, and mixing paint all day long. You have an affinity for every paint color, kind of has its own kind of vibe to it. And a lot of the paints that I mixed kind of looked like oil slicks for a while until they got really mixed up. And I really love that look to them. So those are my 2. What are yours? We have some crocodile, alligator skin, and some ram horns. Obviously the dragon is going to have horns from some of the other concept art that I've already shown you. So, it only makes sense. What animals do we already see in nature currently that have horns? And let's take inspiration from those. I really like the spiral. I really like the spiral horns. I would love to kind of see the spiral horns as well as a mixture with multiple horn sets for the dragon. We can kind of see here. So we have our Dragolk as our base for the dragon, for that Drake style dragon on all 4s. And then we kind of see some of their offerings here, some potential changes. We're going to look at possibly a thicker tail, elongated head, different horns, different spikes, different ear membranes, bigger wings, membrane reaches the base of the tail, different coloration, metallic finish, possibly. You can kind of see a bunch of the different things that they're kind of kicking around going from the base. I really like the usage of the green and yellow because it kind of leans in. Maybe if we have that if we have that kind of base model where we have to go, you know, fight a base model and then get to a certain threshold, and then here we are, we have to then the dragon's going to enrage, flip around, and turn into a different one. Maybe phase 1 is a poison dragon, green and yellow vibes, and that kind of toxic vibe. We get to that, you know, that HP threshold. He hulks up, he enrages, he goes fire mode, and then it's just breathing fire at us for wave 2. Maybe that's what we see. I don't know. I kind of hope that's what we see. I really do kind of hope that's what we see. And we're going to kind of come back here to the Fafnir boss concept again. And yeah, we're gonna leave off on this one, guys. This is a dope shot. You know, maybe the base model, maybe he's green and yellow in you know, the base. Like I said, we get to that threshold, and boom, he hulks up, he goes flame mode, Johnny Blaze, flame on, and we start getting burnt to a crisp, like really bad barbecue when somebody doesn't know what they're doing. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you guys want to see from Fafnir? What do you guys want to see from the level itself? Do you guys want a really hard boss where we have a multi-phase battle? If we have, I believe, if we have the multi-phase battle, we have to have really good rewards, right? We're going to have to be rewarded for that kind of effort. And I don't see that as a problem yet. So we'll definitely have to see what gets implemented at the beta and everything like that, and everything. And oh my goodness, guys, it is December of 2024. The beta is fast approaching. If you have not signed up for the beta, please use the link down in this. I keep it in the description of all my videos for the Godforge videos. The beta is open. Sign up for it if you are even remotely interested in playing. That way you can kind of get your mitts on it early, like hopefully I will, and we can kind of get this show rolling. That's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope you did enjoy this one. If you want to see more videos from myself on the Godforge game, definitely go ahead and peep the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We're going to try to hit some milestones. We're going to start trying to throw out some milestones going forward. Want to hear your thoughts. What kind of content you want to see on Godforge other than just the leaks and stuff like that? Do you want to see me reacting to other content creators in the Godforge space? Do you want to see me doing other stuff like that? Let me know. I really want your feedback so we can kind of make this a cooperative channel effort and kind of really grow the community. I'm thinking about doing a Discord. I might set up a Discord in the future. And if I do, I'll put the link in the description below. Other than that, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific time, I will be streaming over on Twitch, twitch.tv/JKGBrandon. And yeah, that's going to do it, guys. I love you. Be good. Peace.